Greetings and welcome to part 3 of the Baritone, Euphonium / almost Tuba series using essential elements. We're going to be looking at the yellow belt for band karate. This is going to focus on numbers 21 to 39 in the book, or pages 7 to 9, however you prefer to look at it. Alright, so let's get right into it. Right at the top of page 7 in that orange box, it has a whole note. We learned about quarter notes, which you hold for one beat, ba, 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 ba. You learned about half notes that you hold for two beats, ba, ba, ba. A whole note you hold for four beats. Notice there's no stem, it's just an open circle. Ba, ba. Also in that orange box, it talks about a whole rest. So a whole rest looks like a hole in the top, kind of the bottom of that fourth line, and it means 4 beats of rest. Also in the orange box, you can see a comparison between the whole rest and the half rest. They look a lot alike. Just know that the half rest looks like a hat. The whole rest looks like a hole. You will also generally see other things in a measure with a half rest, but when it's a whole rest, you're not going to see anything else. Number 21 in your book, we start using that whole note. So number 21, we start with a whole note E flat. So it'll be E, D, 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 C, whole rest, 4 beats, B, D, D, E, and then there's a repeat sign. Again, just to keep the videos fairly shorter, I'm not going to be doing the repeats. Whole rest, 4 beats. You need that whole note. Turn the page with me to page 9 for your first yellow belt song. Your yellow belt songs, by the way, are going to be 31, 34, and 38. We're going to look at 38 first. Jingle Bells. You've made it to Jingle Bells. Congratulations. So 38 is Jingle Bells. Let's go through the notes. D, 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 F, B, C, D. There's your whole note. E, 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 D, 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 C, C, D, C, F. Second line, which you're going to notice is almost the same as the first line except for the last 2 measures. D, 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 F, B, C, D, E, 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 D, D, F, F, E, C, B. Again, I'm going to be using my tongue to tongue each and every note to get that nice, clean, and clear sound. The next yellow belt song is number 31, a Mozart melody. It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Sorry to spoil the surprise. But you're going to need a new note. Look at the very top of page 8 by 27. It's reaching higher and you have note G. So you've now you're getting to expand your range a little bit. So G is valves 1 and 2, kind of like the D. Remember that you have the F and B flat that are both open. Now you have the G and D, which are both 1 and 2. G is higher because it's higher up on the staff. The higher you go on the staff, the higher the pitch will sound. The lower you go on the staff, the lower the pitch will sound. Here's a G. Alright, so your notes for 31, B, B, F, F, G, G, F, E, E, D, D, C, C, B, F, F, D, E, E, D, D, C, F, F, E, E, D, D, C, B, B, F, F, G, G, F, E, E, D, D, C, C, B. know those breath marks, those little commas in between every 2 measures or so, are those great places where I breathe. Let's talk about your last Yellow Belt song. That's 34 on page 9, Doodle All Day. This, you need another new note. This is low A. So low A is middle valve, or second valve. I'm sounding a little garbly, so I'm going to do my, my water key here. Satisfying. So 34, Doodle All Day, has a repeat sign. This time I'm going to do the repeat sign. The notes for this are D, D, B, B, D, D, B, D, D, E, D, C, half rest, C, C, A, C, C, A, F, F, E, C, B. Half rest. Those are the Yellow Belt songs, but now let's go through a couple other songs that are just really good to do. I call these stepping stone songs because they may not be a band karate song, but they're still really great for your development. Let's go back to page 7. So, page 7, let's look at 23, March Steps. Right above it, it talks about the key signature. Notice it says a key signature tells us which notes to play sharp and which to play flat throughout the music. So, looking at 23, March Steps, you see those two little symbols? You see a flat sign on that second line up, and then you see another flat sign, that little B, on the third space up. Remember your B. Good boys. That's why all your B's are flat. And then this, all cows eat grass. All cows eat. Okay, that's why our E's are flat. All right, so that just means all your B's and E's are going to be flat in that particular song. Here's 23, March Steps. Another good one to do is Lightly Row, number 25. Turn the page, back to page 8, please. The top of page 8, there's another orange box we didn't get before, and it's got that little eyeball-looking thing called a fermata. What that means is you're going to hold the note that has a fermata over it just a little bit longer. Could be a lot longer. It's kind of up to you, or if you're playing in a large group setting, the conductor to tell you when to stop. So 27 is using that high G, remember the 1 and 2, and it has a fermata at the end. I could play it this long. Or longer. It's up to you. 28 is another good one to do. Au clair de la lune. first learned that new note, note A, middle finger. So I like to do that exercise as well. Notice at the very end, there's another fermata. Jump rope is kind of nice, number 35, because you're utilizing all of those notes, the G and the A, and you notice that the contour of the music goes up and down just like a jump rope. Is called a Tisket, a Tasket, and right above that there's an orange box that says pickup notes. So sometimes you might add 1 or 2 notes to the beginning of the song. We call that a pickup note. It just means a little extra note. So have a listen to 36 to see what that sounds like. So it's the difference between a tisket, a tasket, and just tisket. Doesn't sound quite as good. That's why they do the pickup note. 39 is another great one to do. Also has a pickup note in the very beginning. My dreidel. So that is the yellow belt for band karate. The next video will focus on the orange belt, and we're going to learn some new concepts. Again, deep diving breaths, always great posture, 1 finger per valve, and practicing every day is going to be really the best thing for your success. Have a wonderful day. Good job.